This is Mackenzie for myphotolesson.com and the Tominator. In today's lesson, Tom's going to demonstrate Scheimpflug's selective focus. He'll use the law of Scheimpflug to isolate the plane of focus just on the subject.
In Scheimpflug plane of focus, we talked about taking a 4x5 and getting the four corners of a cereal box or any object to make sure everything looks sharp. Right now we're talking about Scheimpflug selective focus. Scheimpflug selective focus means we don't want the whole thing sharp. We just want a piece of the object sharp. We can change our plane. So if you have a clock, for instance, and you wanted a plane of focus that just cut through the 6 and the 12, or a plane of focus that just cut through the 8 and the 1, or a plane of focus that just cut through the 9 and the 3, you could do that. Depending on your subject, that might come in handy. If you shot an object on a very busy background, but you wanted to just highlight the name, it would be a real good thing to know how to do.
In these recent food photographs, Matt Lowry and Junior Robles used the Scheimpflug selective focus technique to isolate the star of their photographs. Matt focused on a single chip, and Junior focused on a single berry. And then using extreme tilts and swings, were able to put the rest of their composition out of focus. Some proponents of DSLR photography will say you can get a very similar effects by using a lens baby or a shift tilt lens. Well, that will get you in the ballpark, but if you need to hit the exact spots, like this pen that I did for this video, where I'm hitting point A at the very top of the pen and point B at the bottom of the pen exactly, then you need to use a 4x5. A lens baby or a shift tilt lens will not get you those exact spots.
Taken off the bellows so it's easier to see how the standards move. And graphically you'll see that if you're trying to shoot a picture where your subject is in a vertical axis, what you'd want to do is you'd want to max out your swing. After you max out your swing, your final focus will be adjusted by adjusting the tilt. So you'd max out your swing and then you'd adjust for the 6 and the 12 if you're trying to get something in the vertical axis. If you're trying to get something in a horizontal axis, be it a 9 and a 3, an 8 and a 2, a 10 and a 4, you go ahead and you max out your tilt. It makes no difference if you max it out forward or back. You'd max out your tilt, and then you do your final focus, 9 and 3, by adjusting your swing for the final focus. We'll do this again live in just a second. Now, this seems a little confusing. Remember, you can always go to myphotolesson.com and see all this in writing plus picture samples and take it a little slower and be able to really study this. So again, if you want to do anything in a vertical axis, 11 and 5, 1 and 7, 12 and 6, go ahead and max out your swing and then adjust your tilt for the final focus. If you want to do anything in the horizontal axis, go ahead and max out your tilt forward and back. It makes no difference. Max out your tilt and then adjust your swing for the 8 and the 2 for the final focus. I've said max out. What is max out? We're going to talk about that just coming up right now. Max out has nothing to do with the camera operation. The camera can move much more than it can cover. And what I mean by cover is there's a limitation when you twist the lens to how far it'll cover your ground glass. Imagine that this is your ground glass, and imagine that this is your lens. When you turn on your lens or you open your lens, it'll shine a light or shine image on your ground glass. When you start twisting your ground glass and you start twisting your lens at a different angle, you'll start losing coverage areas. As you start losing coverage areas, you won't have an image in that part of your picture. So you have to check for circle of coverage. And that's what limits how far you can twist your swing or your tilt. And that's what I mean by max it out. What I'll show you next is how to check to see if you've maxed out your swing or your tilt. When you look at the back of your 4x5, you'll notice that the ground glass has little notches in the corners. The little notches in the corners so you can actually peek through the ground glass and see the back of your lens. If you can see light coming through the back of your lens, then you know the circle of coverage is covering those corners of the frame. If you can't see light coming through your lens, then you know you don't have circle of coverage and you're going to have to back off that tilt or swing. Here you'll see a lens that has just enough light to have circle of coverage. If it goes any further, there's no light coming through and circle of coverage is lost. If it gets less, then you're in good shape again. So what you're looking through is you're looking at the back of the lens to see, is there light coming through the lens or is there not light coming through the lens? Light coming through the lens, you're good. No light coming through the lens, you'll have to go ahead and back off that swing or tilt.
A good place to practice Scheimpflug selective focus is with the clock assignment. Focus on just 2 numbers, 1 and 7 for instance, and throw everything else out of focus.
Because my pen is laying at the 1 and 7 axis, that's a vertical axis, I'll go ahead and max out my swing. I max out my swing, and what do we mean by max out? That means we're going to turn our swing until we're right at the edge of circle of coverage. When we're at the edge of circle of coverage, we can't make any more moves with our swing. We lock it down and forget about it. The only move we have left to adjust is our tilt. That's this move forward and back. We'll focus on the bottom, focus on the top, adjust our tilt. Once that's done, we're done. Our pen is sharp, but the background it's laying on is not. So that's Scheimpflug selective focus. This is Tominator saying thanks for watching. Look for our next video, Photo Composition 101. You can find links from the blog on myphotolesson.com to Matt and Junior's websites, and more information on view camera usage, Scheimpflug, inverse square law, bellows factor, cut film holders, and anything else you'd like to know about a view camera. Till next time, thanks again.